trouble, ruin, ask Alma. Evil, do it, ask Alma. Time for viewing, ask Alma. Are you down, feeling low? Are trials weighing heavy on your mind? I know a place we can go. Sit back and unwind. Grab a seat, put up your feet, and we'll ask Alma. Ask her anything. She has a certain flair for being tough, but always fair. So if you need someone who cares, ask Alma. Problems big or small, she has the answers to them all. So drop your questions, have them solved by Alma. You can ask her anything. Trouble, ruin, ask Alma. Evil, do it, ask Alma. Time for viewing, ask Alma.
Hey, how y'all doing? What's going on? Welcome to Ask Alma. And yes, Alma is here. Because my girl been working, has some things to do. So thank you, Courtney, for sitting in for me. I appreciate it. Y'all know I got the two best nieces ever. Leah and Courtney always just jump right in there with the auntie when she needs them. And I'm so appreciative, so appreciative. Yes, yes, yes. And the cuteness that they have comes from me. I know it. Y'all are welcome. Anyway, hey, how y'all doing? Come on in. Say hello to me so I can say hello to you. We have a fantastic show. And I think y'all gonna have a good time. I really do. I hope my cousins are watching, all 119 of y'all, because we could put in the chat the whole family holiday plan so everybody can make sure they're doing what they're supposed to do and they have what they're supposed to have, and all of that. What else is happening? My almond joys. Did y'all miss me? Yes, I missed y'all too. I did. And I hope I have some newbies, like a whole bunch of people. I don't want to name no names. I ain't gonna be dropping no names, but a whole lot of people were talking about my show on a couple of different sites over the weekend, and I'm appreciative. You know who you are, and thank you very, very much. I thought that was very, very kind. So, hey now, I see Ava G. Y'all know that's my granddaughter. Hi, Ava. Thanks for being a fan of your grandma. She calls me an influencer, which cracks me up. But anyway, yes. Tonight is going to be fantastic. And the reason is because of our fantastic panel. So, hey, y'all, come on in here and say hello. Diddy.
Hey!
Gosh! Courtney! Can I tell y'all something really before we get started? The promo with y'all's pictures on it. Dang, y'all look good. I mean, it looks so beautiful. Did y'all see it? Doesn't it look good?
I did. It's very cute.
Yeah, I feel like Vosh and Miss D look good, but my forehead in that picture.
No,
we all look at it like those two are so cute, and mine is crazy. Like everybody feels that way, Courtney.
Oh my gosh, I thought y'all looked so cute and so smart and full of advice. I'm just saying.
Wisdom just oozes through, doesn't it?
It just oozes. Oh my gosh, you can see it. Hi, Sean. How you doing? What is going on with you? Christmas is coming up, y'all.
Yes, it is. You see, I've wore a green to give you Christmas because, Alma, this is your last show before Christmas.
Oh my gosh. It is the last one before Christmas. And are y'all ready for the holiday? I know people say, like, I hate to hear that question. Yeah. Are y'all ready for the holiday? No. Yeah, me either.
I am.
You are ready?
Honey, I have spent the last 3 weeks decorating trees, making cookies, preparing for the holidays. Yes. What? This is the first year in years like since 2020 that I have done anything remotely super Christmas oriented, because it's the first time we've actually been able to go out and really celebrate the holiday season. And I am doing it in ways that it's surprising myself.
Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you.
You-
I on the other hand, am paying my granddaughter to work that out. Because she said she wanted to make some money. I said, okay, I'll put all the decorations out. If you could do the tree and plop some stuff all around the house, I'd be grateful. So we're talking money, you know.
Hey, Scrooge, work it out.
Work it out. You know what, though? Okay, let me be honest. It's not that I don't want to put it up.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to take it down.
Damn.
Don't. Put it up properly and leave it up all year round. Here's the secret to Christmas decorations. Everybody wants to do like all the red and the green and this and that. Do all white. Leave it up all year long, and it is every season.
They have names for those people, Vosh. And I don't want to be called.
They're called opportunists. They're called smart. They're called decorative. They're called bright starlight. It's a good
Tracy. How are you? You know, she did our theme song.
Mm-hmm.
I think that I definitely will keep them up for a while.
Yes.
I'll take them down by like spring.
Now, what you can't see here is just above my head, lining this bookcase, are lights that if I click one switch, they go to white. If I click another switch, they go to red, green, blue, and yellow.
Yeah.
Christmas, rest of the year.
Easter. Valentine's Day.
Let me see. Can I move it up higher? Can you see it? That's what I'm saying.
Yes. Yes. Oh, I love it.
That's what I'm saying. Do that. Do that.
I could do that. Do that. And I loved this TikTok video. You know how now they're putting all the Christmassy stuff on, and she put a shower rod.
Okay, I did see that.
Across, did you guys see that?
The spring rod,
and then decorated. Yeah, that was so cute.
When I saw it, I thought of you. Not myself. I thought of you. I said, there's a doorway somewhere in her house. It's like garland hanging from it now.
Yes, I did think that too, Dee. Yeah. But I don't know. I'm not really in the mood like I should be. Like it might be coming up. But I think, Vosh, it's a little bit like what you talked about. Although I have like Santa Claus on my fingernails and everything. But I don't know. Like we haven't been able to do it for so long. And it, like other things, it's a couple of things on the other side of COVID that I just don't do as much as I used to, you know? Hey, Pat, happy holidays to you. I haven't decorated my tree yet. If I don't, I mean, that's all I'm saying. My tree is up too. Ain't nothing on it, but the tree is up.
I bought new glass ornaments for my tree, and it didn't come with the hooks. Like the ornaments, so you have to buy the hooks separately now. I was like, what kind of foolishness is that?
Oh, no. Those are the expensive ornaments.
You would think the amount of money that I spent, they should have come with the hook.
Oh no, the fancy ones do not come
without a battery. What is the point?
Because you have to now buy the fancy hook for the fancy ornament.
I would have used like the zip ties from the bread if I could have, because I'm like, come on now. You know, the twisties, you could use those. You don't even see them. But yeah, I have now got to go around my hook.
I got some cute ones. I'll send them to you. Some round, like they twirl on the top and then they twirl on the bottom.
I don't need all that.
I like I like the book Christmas tree. You guys know how they do the circular books all the way up. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love those.
What about the upside down trees? Have you seen those? Do you like
those? I love those. The upside down and the ones where it's a skirt. Yeah.
Mannequin in the skirt.
Yeah. Vosh, is that your tree?
It's not my tree, but I decorated that tree, and I am so proud of it. So if you are friends with me, you can always find it on my Facebook page. And if you are not friends with me, you can go to He Said, and a link to me to find that tree, because
I saw it.
Hey, Linda, I told Linda to tune in, and she's in California.
Linda.
Hey, Linda.
I need to be in California today, but anyway, I heard about a party for a friend. If I had known in advance, I really would have flown out because I just love them that much. But I just found out about it today.
Liz has a cabin in the woods. You can go stay with her.
In the woods. I need a dog so they can let me know if somebody's coming. Courtney, I have not heard you say a thing about Christmas.
I was about to. Well, for one thing, I'm a self-proclaimed Grinch. I'm not a Christmas person at all. This little snowflake, furry little snowflake sweater is what you're gonna get from me.
It's cute.
That's it.
But I was gonna say to you guys, well, this year actually, because usually I'm alone on Christmas, like, because I work usually on Christmas Day after or whatever. So I don't really care about Christmas like that. I mean, I care because for my kids and stuff, I buy them gifts. But as far as trees and all that, so this year we're gonna do dinner. You know, me and my mom, my daughter. That's a big deal for me because
that is big.
Yeah, we're gonna do
that
dinner,
especially to get like kids involved or teens involved or young people. Period. Involved. That's a big thing. Yeah.
So we're gonna do dinner. I invited a coworker. I hope she comes. That also is a big deal to invite somebody from outside. But I was gonna ask
work especially.
Yeah, but she's actually really sweet. So I thought that was, she'll be a good addition. And she's a chef. And foolishly, well, she's going to school for culinary arts. Foolishly, she said, Courtney, do you want me to bring anything? And I said, no.
You said no.
Everything.
Yeah, and my mom is probably watching, and she's probably like, "Why did you say no?" I said no because I'm like, "Oh, she's a guest," but then I'm like, "Wait a minute."
She might want to bring something that she's been trying for a while. Just call her back. It's not too late, and say, "You know what we were thinking."
Hey, girl. Hey,
I'm gonna tell you this. A wise relative of mine said, when someone offers you something, you accept it. Even if you don't like it, you continue to accept it because eventually they're going to give you something that you love.
My uncle told me that.
I love that. True. I think I have come to a place, and I said this a couple of weeks ago to a coworker. If someone asks or offer you something, they want to.
Yeah.
Like it's never somebody who doesn't want to.
Right. They don't begrudgingly say, unless I don't want to do it.
Unless it's me talking to my husband and we're driving across country. Like I usually go, "Oh, are you tired? Do you want me to drive?" And from time to time he says, "Yeah." And I go, "Oh, well, hold on." Because I was just trying to be nice.
Just being polite.
I was just trying to have conversation while you were driving so we can pull over and rest on the side of the road or something like that because I really don't want to drive. Or if I do drive, I only drive for like 15 minutes. I go, "You okay now?"
Like, you are hilarious. You go 3 stops and you're like, 3 stops. You're like, "You ready?"
He drives to the gas station and then they get gas and then they switch back.
Yeah, Dee knows if I ask you, "Do you want me to drive?" It's really only going to be 15 minutes. Like, don't get comfortable because I cannot. Yes. I don't want to. And I'm really just trying to be nice for a minute.
Have you guys seen the TikTok with the lady that has the possum in her Christmas tree?
The what?
No.
It's
alive?
It was alive. Like she got the tree. The tree's all decorated, ornaments and everything. And the possum is just like, it's just like, it's just there, just kind of like in between the branches.
Oh, so it was real. It was stuck. And it took the ride home with her.
It had to. That it was like already in the tree. And they say possums play dead. So it was in the tree, and I guess it had been in there. She decorated the tree, and then the possum's just there, like in the tree.
Oh my God! I would have just died.
My cousin had a wasp nest.
No, I would have died.
My cousin had a wasp nest once. They used to have huge Christmas trees, and they had a wasp nest. And of course, once they brought the tree inside, it got warm. So the warmer the house got, and we could hear this humming, but nobody knew what was humming.
Wow!
Nobody knew what the damn hum was.
Eventually, they started, flying around the house until they figured out that.
And wasps
I firmly believe in.
Yeah, they are
very aggressive.
I firmly believe in artificial trees, and I believe in artificial trees that are not green. Go for pink, like I
love white ones. I love the white ones because I feel like
silver.
So many,
I like white. I like silver. Yeah. Oh, good. Okay, so we're gonna get started with some questions because we got some great questions. And Almond Joys, newbies, all of y'all hang with us because before we do that, I want to do 2 things. Thank you. One is we have to remember the disclaimer, but before that, I want to ask you guys a question because, we do offer advice. That's what we do here, right? Am I right? Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. So what is something, not like something you've been thinking about for a long time, but what is something that you have learned in 2023 that you are not taking it into 2024? Like you just not, you learn from it. You have let it marinate. You have settled that bad boy, and you are not taking it into next year or any years to come. No names, like not a person. It cannot be like a bad date. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm saying like, what is something that you have learned about yourself and are mature enough to recognize that it is something that does not offer you any joy, any contentment, and you are basically going to leave it in 2023. Hi, Frank. Y'all want me to go first? Because I can tell you what.
Sure.
Okay. Well, first of all, y'all know I'm a Virgo. I can hold a grudge. Like, can't nobody hold a grudge like me. Even Dee Dee, who is a fellow Virgo, can't hold a grudge like me. Like, she can kinda, and then, but no, like, as a matter of fact, I enjoy a good grudge. Is that bad? Like, I don't really care if it's bad. I'm just saying.
While it isn't a grudge anymore, because you have completely removed that person from your
I
space.
do. I really do.
You're not.
I really do. Yeah. Like, I have their funeral in my mind. I'm done. Because I don't have in between. Like, I like you or I don't like you. Like, it might be different levels of like, but I'm not somebody who, if I don't like you, I will interact with you. Like, if I don't like you, I don't. I just don't. So anyway, in saying that, I'm not taking grudges into 20. Well, yeah, I am. But anyway, let me start over. Because since I do hold grudges, I guess I would be taking them into 2024. I don't know. But anyway, that wasn't what I was thinking. Okay, something that I have.
But that is a good one, though. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's forgiveness, like.
I can forgive and still have a grudge against you.
Like, you don't forgive if you don't have, it's not forgiveness.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
I don't know that it is.
It's not.
What do you mean? Those are two different things.
No, they're two different things.
How could you have a grudge and forgive somebody?
If you forgive me, then you no longer have a grudge.
No, it's about the grudge for me. No, it's not about the forgiveness for me. It's about the grudge. Like, I can forgive you.
You haven't forgiven them.
I already.
You're saying you're not going to forget.
I already took you to the grudge motel. Like, you never get out. Like, once you in grudge jail, it's a lifetime sentence.
Which means you have not forgiven them. You have written them off.
Yeah.
Those are two different things.
Really?
But if she's holding a grudge, she hasn't even forgiven them because she's still feeding the grudge.
Well, here's the thing. Maybe grudge isn't the right word, because just because you forgive someone, this is what I've learned. I've started therapy again, so this is what my therapist told me. There's steps to forgiveness. You could choose to forgive. Rehabilitation and restoration is all different things. So you can forgive somebody, then you could rehabilitate the relationship and restore it. But just because you don't do the other steps doesn't mean you didn't forgive them, because sometimes forgiveness doesn't mean reconciliation.
Right.
Sometimes you can forgive somebody, but you're still keeping your distance.
Keep it moving. Right.
Yeah.
But if you have ill will and feelings towards them, then that's not forgiveness.
I don't have ill will. No, because so I guess grudge is not a good thing. Yeah. I guess, okay, so what I'm basically saying, like, if somebody has a thing with me, you don't ever have to worry about me asking you about it. Like, I think maturity is you come to me and say something about it and we can talk about it. Yeah, but like, if you got a thing against me, like, I didn't.
You're like, oh, you mad?
Right, you mad?
Alma, you live rent-free in my head with something that you once said. You said, I would rather paint my house with a Q-tip than figure out why you mad at me.
Exactly. I did. I have no thoughts about that. Because I feel like you aren't mature enough to come to me.
Right.
Because if I have not a beef, but if it's a misunderstanding with somebody, unless it's somebody that I'm not really crazy about, because then I don't say anything, but
you're gonna fix it.
Yeah, I'll come to you and say, like, okay, something happened. that we should talk about.
Right.
And let's start from the beginning, because I don't want to talk about what you heard or what I heard. Like, let's just.
Well, there's that saying that says, if you have a problem with me, call me. And if you don't have my number, then you don't know me well enough to have a problem with me.
Exactly.
So,
and if you using the cell phone I bought you, then hey. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Frank. So,
this is not Messy Monday.
No, it is not. It is not. But so the one thing that I'm not taking into 2024 from 2023 is I would say misunderstandings. Like, if if there's something going on and things feel a little wobbly, then if I love you and I care about you and I'm vested in our relationship, then I will come to you and ask you about it. That is what I'm not taking. And the other thing that I'm taking, that I'm leaving in 2023 is my no. You ever like really don't want to do something, but you don't want to tell the person no because like, you really care.
No, wait, pause. When did you stop saying no and meaning no?
Like, but no, I would never tell you no. Like, I would never tell you no. Like, you're on that list. I would never tell you no. Like, if you
ask her for $1,000,
I give it to her.
No.
I would give it to her. Now, if I had to not pay a bill and give it to her, I'd tell her that. Okay, you can have it, but I got to pay my bill on the 15th. Like, we got to work that out. But like, even those relationships, like those, how when you really care about somebody and you guys are in a relationship, it could be a friendship, it could be, your partner or whatever. Most times you go along with it because you just want to save the peace.
Keep the peace.
That is to keep the peace. That's what I'm not going to do.
Okay.
Like, if I don't want to watch the football game, I'm going to say, I don't want to watch it, but you watch it. I'm going to watch Hallmark or HGTV, and like, we can, get back together in an hour and a half, however long the game is on. But
Tiny House Nation.
Yeah, love Tiny House Nation. Me too. I would love to. You guys know they have
be the only person in the world that cannot watch those shows.
Oh, I love that one. But I think for even the people I love, I'm going to be honest with my no's, and I recommend that everybody do that too. Yeah. So, Vosh, what is yours? What are you not taking into 2024?
Restraint. I have learned that in 2023.
I'm sorry, it's the way you blinked when you said it. Like, you really been
I have been. Like, in the last quarter of 2023, I have realized that I am sometimes met with other people's stuff coming at me. And have been restraining myself and only giving like 20% or 30% of my response, just as you were saying, to keep the peace, or just you come at me with some BS, I'm coming right at you 100% because I do not want to have these conversations anymore.
Right.
Anymore.
Wow. We're right there together.
Honey.
We're right there together. Courtney, okay. What are you not taking?
I'm gonna be kind of.
I know we don't watch football.
I don't ask you to watch football.
I was just using it as an example.
I was gonna say what?
Gail has brought this up to therapy. He's like,
I don't even ask you to watch football.
I wasn't talking to you, baby, because you ain't getting no no's from me.
Okay.
Unless he asked you to watch football.
I have some other questions you can ask.
He's not gonna ask you.
So I am not taking insecurity with me into 2000.
I love that.
Not counting myself out. Like, a lot of times I look at people and I say, they do that. I don't have, like, whatever it is, the credentials, the education, the connections, whatever it is to do that thing. And I'm not God. I'm not trying to be petty, but I've seen so many people who are winging it, okay? They're in these positions, or they're in this relationship, or they're in these types of different, whatever it is, and they're just winging it.
Yeah.
It's nothing that's so special. They just went for whatever it was.
Right.
So
they just jumped.
Yeah,
they just jumped.
and latched on, and they hold it on like this.
Yeah. I'm glad that you're saying that. Actually, I'm just getting to that at 60 something. So I'm really proud of you that you are taking that on so early in your life. It's wonderful, and it's what you should do. Because I had it's still early. You still got twice as long to live.
I don't know, these braids right here ain't saying it's still early.
So I show you my 39, then we have a conversation. But it was funny because I was talking to my daughter-in-law about something that I wanted to try and that I was afraid of. And she basically said, but okay, you said you're afraid to fail. What will happen if you fail? Then you just try something else.
Right.
And I was like, oh, yeah, I guess you're right. So like jump. Yes. Fall on faith and do it. Yeah. Dee, what you not taking, girl?
Right.
What are you not
I'm going to stop sleeping alone. Wait, can I say that?
Yeah, you can. Because I'll come by. I love a pajama party.
I'm proud of you. Hey.
I have a similar restraint, but I think for me is I'm going to stop thinking about things I want to do. Like if I see it, I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do it. I am no longer going to measure every decision based on what else might happen. Oh, am I gonna run out of money next week? Or am I gonna should I wait 2 years to go on that trip? Or I'm not doing any of that. Yeah. I'm going to go if I get the opportunity to go and do it or buy it or see it, I'm gonna do that.
Excellent. Oh, I love this, you guys. Thank you. I hope everybody in the chat got something from that too. Because that was really good. Y'all, I appreciate that. Okay. So let's listen to the disclaimer so we can get to some questions. Now that Alvin's here, we've been waiting about time. Wondering what was taking you so long. But let's get started. Disclaimer.
All materials and information presented on this episode of Ask Alma are for general information and entertainment purposes only. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed are those of the host and guests and do not represent the views or opinions of the National Newspaper Publishers Association.
Thank you, Lori. We want to send condolences out to her. She lost her dad. D. Yes. I guess I did say no to my husband. He wants to go to China. I don't want to go. I said,
you're not going?
I'm not interested in going to China. So I think that's why he said, hey, D, you want to go? I don't want to go. I told y'all I'm not going to do things that I'm going to say my nose. He asked a couple of times. It's not a place on my list. You have a list. Yeah, it's not on my list.
Do you want to go to China?
Yes. Hey. And I will go.
Right. Have a good time. Y'all can come back with pictures. I'll look at them. It's not on my list.
We'll just send you pictures from there.
Yeah, it ain't on my list. All righty. Let's check out question number 1.
Hi there, Alma and crew. I'm Tiffany Holmes from Baltimore, Maryland, and I'm here to read this week's Ask Alma question. Hi, Alma. I enjoy watching your show. I have what I think is a problem, but my girlfriends say I'm over-dramatizing. I've been happily married for almost 15 years. Our kids are amazing, and my husband is the best father and husband any woman could ever ask for. He takes care of us, and we never lack for anything. Here's my problem. My husband rarely, if ever, says he loves me. When I tell him I love him, he smiles and says, I know you do. Mind you, he has always been this way, even when we dated, before we got married. He says, I love you back to our children, but when it comes to me, he says it's more important that he shows me his love for me. I want him to tell me, Alma. How can I get him to see how important it is to me for him to say, I love you? Thanks.
Tiffany, thank you, girl. Okay, y'all, recap. Her husband does everything, but I guess he isn't. Would you call saying I love you being romantic? Maybe she looks at it like it's romantic, and it isn't something that he says.
He's loving. He just doesn't say
it. Okay. Yeah, he takes care of her and the kids. She said,
well, that's different because you got people that take care their families and don't show any kind of love at all. But
no hugs. I actually met a mom. I met her daughter a couple of months ago, and the daughter mentioned that about her mom. And the mom was standing there because when I saw her, I went up to her and I hugged her. I'm a hugger, and I hugged her. And she said, hello. And she goes, my mom never does that. And she looked at her mother and she said, I would love for my mom to hug me. She never hugs me. And the mother just looked at her and was like, so I think probably before that happened, I may have thought one way about this, but maybe some people weren't hugged or some people never had somebody tell them that they love them all the time or something. I don't know. What y'all think?
Well, my mom's not a hugger. She don't want you in her space. And I have absolutely zero doubt that she loves us and cherishes her children and all that. She just don't want you touching her. That maybe just come from her generation or the fact that she grew up with all brothers or she lost her father. I mean, there's all kinds of reasons. People's love languages are different. You can have somebody that tells you they love you every day until the day they walk out and don't come back. Right. So did they really love you? So the words to me are less relevant than the actions. And they've been together how long? 15, 20 years?
15 years.
And she's like worried about that?
Or wants to hear it. Because that's the other thing I get with her email. She just wants to hear it.
Okay.
I think. And like you mentioned, love language.
Does he have a pet name for her? Like, are there other ways that he expresses that without actually saying, I love you? That would be my question.
Yeah. Linda said, ask him to write a love letter to you. Or send a text. Because I don't think he's gonna write the letter. But hey, if he's in the text, she can read
how I feel about text.
Darren said they need to have a conversation.
My pettiness is like I would stop saying it, because you're
asking
not the person that because she says it. So imagine if she stopped after a while. If she says it all the time, he'd be like, "Wait a minute." But that's not the right way to go.
I like that though.
That's not the right way to go. I'm a little bit petty. But to be honest, like for me, right, in the relationship, I'm very affectionate and I say I love you, but I have a hard time giving compliments. Like I could look at the person and think he looks so good. I cannot say it out of my mouth. I don't know why. I can't say like you're so handsome or
really.
Oh my God, that just gives me it's hard for me to say it.
It was hard for you to say it just now.
I can say I love you. I could even say like I want to be with you forever. But an actual compliment, it makes me feel like vulnerable, icky, and naked.
Vulnerable. Yeah.
Icky and naked.
Yes, like it just gives me the creeps. And
Willie, I love that you just said
need compliments.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
You know, some people need even if you do say I love you or you're hugging, they want to know that you find them attractive.
Yeah.
So if you really love the person, I feel like, and all they want you to say is I love you. You working like 16 hours a day or whatever he's doing, taking the kids, just say I love you.
Wow.
But does she even know that she feels this way? I guess is the question. It's like,
I would. If she wrote us, I'm sure she has.
Well, people write us all the time and ask us something they didn't bother to say to their spouse or their child or the person that is actually,
That is so true. Who lives with them? They have
that woman didn't tell that man to stop using them industrial wipes. She asked us.
No, she did not. So, Vosh, what do you think?
I've been sitting here thinking about all of this and wondering. She says that he works. Does she work?
Good question. We don't know.
And this is complicated because if he loved her, I think he would be able to say it. It sounds like he might resent her. And that's why I have questions. Like, is she working? Is he the sole breadwinner? How needy is she? Is this one more thing added to the list of things that she needs? And he don't want to have nothing to do with her. I mean, it's tough.
But wouldn't that come from he used to say it and stop? Like,
but
to
he
me,
said it to
that
the
sounds
kids,
like
though.
that he used to do it and he stopped, might show some sign of a resentment, but he's never told her.
But he tells the kids.
He
He
tells
tells
the
the
kids.
kids, so he has it in his heart to say it. So the question
Just not
is,
to her.
where does she fit in, and what is, it sounds like
Maybe
there's
he
something
thinks the
missing
kids
from the.
need it and she doesn't.
I don't know.
He
Like,
said,
it sounds like
she
there's
should be
something
used to it.
missing, and there's
Yeah.
another side and perspective. And
Yeah.
my For You page and everything is inundated with things about heterosexual relationships and the needs that women have and the needs that men have, and how those things don't come together in a way that is, makes for good, strong relationships. So it seems to me that there's something missing, and I am wondering whether or not he is overtaxed and feels as though
I'm
she is
doing all this other stuff. I work
like,
hard. I pay the
and you
bills.
want my emotional
I make
thing,
this right, and you want me to, yeah.
So that's where I am. I'm like, I think I need some more information. But if someone is not telling you that they love you, there's an issue there.
Because the other thing too that I say a lot when we're giving advice on the show or not, when you love somebody, it's your responsibility to love them the way they need to be loved, not necessarily the way that you are comfortable loving. So I think that's what this is too.
But that goes both ways.
Yes.
Right.
Yes,
so then
absolutely.
she needs to love him in the way that he is loving her, and not try to push, so that's where I am with that.
Right.
So if that's the case, then she should stop expecting him to say it and appreciate that he does it.
Exactly.
And do things that make him realize, oh, I love you. And not just be like, oh, you're not doing this either.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the vibe I'm getting from her.
Yeah, me too. I think that's what I was thinking too. So what are we telling her? Leave him alone, girl. Whatever.
Well, Tracy said she's
up her game.
Right, up your game. Yeah, up your game. Yeah, because a lot of times we do mirror. If you up your game and you offer something, I think 8 out of 10 times you get it back.
That if she continues to say "I love you" to him, he should say it back. So for her, that is the mirror.
It's probably
but that's not enough, apparently, because if it's not being reflected back, it's not hitting the radar.
She probably didn't tell him. She probably didn't tell him. Just
because she's holding back too.
Because she probably just feels like, well, you should say it. You should know that I want to hear it, and not telling him that it's really hurting my feelings. Can you just say it sometimes? It would be so funny if she never said it and she told him and he said, "Oh, okay, well, I love you." That would
right.
Right.
That's what it is.
And that's
and then he'd be buried in the backyard because you done put her through this for the last 15 years.
That is too funny. But I do like what Boogaloo 22 said too. Wow. She knew he was like that from the beginning. That's the thing that kills me. Like, you said he was like that when you married him. Yeah. And what? So you want him to do what? Like,
Tina Marie has a song. You knew it when you met me. You said it was no problem. You said you could deal, and now you feel like something ain't right.
Whose song is that?
Tina Marie. She has a song. You knew it when you met me. You said it was no problem. You said that you can deal, but now you feel something.
Oh, no. I love that. Okay, yeah. I got it.
Tina Marie always has the answers.
Yeah. I love this. Love the answers to this question. There were multiple answers, so she can watch the show and pick and read the comments from our fantastic viewers and figure out which one fits what you're looking for. Okay, great. Let's listen to another question.
Hi, I'm Stacy Brown, the senior national correspondent for the National Newspaper Publicists Association. I am thrilled to be doing this question for Alma. So here's the question. Dear Alma, what if a brother and his 2 sisters take out a $50,000 life insurance policy on their mom? The premium is $100 a month, which they agree to split 3 ways. But the sister never contributes, and the brother pays the entire premium himself for years. The mom eventually dies, and after all the funeral, the burial expenses, everything is paid, there's like $30,000 left from the insurance payout. Should the brother keep the entire $30,000 since he solely paid the premium for years? Or should he split it evenly with the sisters, even though they never paid a dime towards the premium like they agreed to do. As the brother, what would you do?
Get cash and stand it in their face.
I know that's right.
Not just get the cash, but fan it. Thank you,
the bonus
Stacey.
is that they haven't come out of their pocket to pay for the mother's funeral. Everything has been paid for, so they haven't had to spend any money, which is usually the burden on the family. So they're all straight. So yeah, I would be on vacation, and they would be calling me.
Really?
Oh, absolutely. That $30,000 would be spent.
Really?
Yes.
But they all agreed that.
But they didn't pay it.
We agreed that everybody was going to pay. You broke the agreement when you didn't pay.
You didn't pay.
And basically, the life insurance policies to take care of final expenses, the final expenses are taken care of. So whatever's left over, that there's no need for you to worry about it because I covered the final expense.
Exactly.
So,
well, I won't mention any names, but the person who wrote in, the sisters are angry.
They can be angry. And you know what? They should go back to all those dollars that they did not spend and use that to wipe their tears.
Boogaloo 22.
The money that they don't have to pay.
Mind. Yes. Split the money. It's $30,000.
No,
the money because your sisters didn't have money to pay the premium, so they really don't have a lot of.
They should have never agreed to that. Then
they didn't say they didn't have the money; they just didn't pay it. And if they didn't,
I'm assuming that they didn't. I'm assuming they didn't have the money to pay.
If he wants to throw them a couple of dollars so they could have a little grief party and feel a little better about themselves because they too lost their mother.
Right.
Maybe
take 10,000 and the money.
Oh no,
not 3 ways.
10,000 is too much.
10,000 is too much.
No, yes. No.
What would y'all give?
2, maybe. I would ask them what they want. Like, if she wanted a new bedroom set, let me go get a new bedroom set. Here's a couple of dollars for your new bedroom set. You need a new washer and dryer? Here you go.
I would order all of that from Wish, so it's in this big.
Amazon on sale. Here go your washer and dryer.
I would let them, if there was some things that the mother wanted, that they wanted from the mom, I would let them have that.
Okay.
I'd keep my money, and you can have these used things that are here left over.
They're heirlooms, Courtney. They're not
heirlooms. You can have the heirlooms.
Yeah.
I like that, G.
Heirlooms. Whoa.
Heirlooms.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
See, you can have the dishes.
People always
in
want
the
to
China closet that nobody fought over.
Mm-hmm.
But the 30 grand.
What'd you say?
I was gonna say people always want to play around with the promises and this and that, and then when someone dies, they want to come out with their hands out. Yeah. Where were you when the person was sick? Where were you when we were supposed to be paying the premiums? Where were you doing all of this other stuff? You weren't around. Now you want to come up and try to collect? No, ain't nobody paying that. Now, this is another thing I'm not taking into 2024. People's lack of responsibility for their own actions and decisions. You did that, then that's what you got.
That's a big one.
That is a good point, though. If there was a situation, my mother said, "Mom, please."
Is that your mom that I'm agreeing with?
You know what? I'm not even going to say anything.
No wonder. Okay, here we go.
Listen.
Well, Pat says the beneficiaries are named, so they can't just ignore them. But if he created the policy and they paid nothing, he may not have put them in there anyway.
Yeah, he probably didn't. But the point, so Bosch's point, now, the only exception I would make is if there was a relative or one of the siblings that maybe they couldn't pay and they did take care of her. Like they did come around, they did make sure she was good. They, you know what I mean? They kept her in, the doctor, did all of that stuff. Then maybe I would slide them some money. But
$15 an hour is the going rate.
You know what? That's terrible.
And how many days? 3 days. 4.
2 appointments, 1 MRI.
That is hilarious. Well, y'all, I would give them some money. Only because I would probably split it. And if I
3 ways?
And if I didn't split it 3 ways, I would split it in half and then split the half between the two of them. But I would give them, something because I think everybody can use a couple of extra dollars, anytime in your life to get money
policies that they purchase
and pay off something. You know what I mean?
Like, I'm gonna say this. Somebody could use a companion to go to China. That's all I'm saying.
Somebody could.
Gill, I got you. You got me.
Oh, I love that. That was funny. That was too funny.
Well, one of the other Arringtons said I wouldn't give them anything.
Girl, you would give me some money if I didn't pay that premium, so don't try it. Like, I do hear you,
but
cousin.
She would give you some of hers. Well, she has it all, so she's gonna give you a nice little chunk.
She would give me some coins.
So you said split it in half.
I would split it in half
between the
and
two
then
of them.
split the half between the two sisters.
So it was that 700.
Yes, 750.
750, yeah. No.
Alma would say, who else is sick?
7,500.
Who else needs some help? We could, yeah. But you.
Oh yeah, she would be spreading the wealth. I know, Gil.
Yeah, but that's another thing. I am not trying to save the world as much as I used to. I'm really sort of taking
just the people in your state.
Right. I used to like bring homeless people home. Like I am seriously not trying to be that person anymore. I think I have.
And we all appreciate your efforts.
And I am now focusing on myself. That's another thing I want to do in 2024. Like, I don't even know what I like. I mean, I know some things that I like, but I am retiring. I want to exercise, eat healthy, all those kinds of things. And I really want to do a little bit of soul searching in 2024.
In China.
I ain't going to China.
They've got great soul in China.
No, I don't want to go there. And I'm not even going to tell you why. I got a reason. I'll text you.
Okay.
But I don't want to go. So,
I thought it was Japan. You want to go to Japan, right?
I don't want to go to Japan either. Ava wants to go to Japan, which I was thinking about it because, that's my granddaughter. I might have to do whatever she wants me to do. But I don't really want to go there.
She could go with her grandpa. They could leave you at home.
I thought that. The two of them could work that out.
That would be an incredible trip.
He's been to China like 3 times. It's not like he's never been there. He's been there.
He's never been there with you.
No, he has never been there with me. Yes, that's
what apparently he won't.
That's what he said, Courtney, and we don't need you to add to that. Okay.
I'm just saying.
Don't want to go. So yeah. So do we have time for one more question, producer?
I think
Producer extraordinaire. Okay, let's do one more.
Hi, my name is Delphia, and I'm here to read your question for Ask Alma. Hey, Alma. I read an article that suggested that married people should openly discuss sexual and emotional attractions to other people. The hurtful part of infidelity, the author said, is the deception, not the sex act. By openly discussing a desire to stray, she said, the couple stands a better chance of avoiding an affair or surviving one if it happens. Do you think this is a good idea? Should a man tell his wife he wants to sleep with another woman? Or should a wife tell her husband that she wants to sleep with another man? This sounds like a recipe for disaster to me.
I love when Delphia reads the questions because you think it's her. Like, you be like, girl,
I know.
I'd be all in.
We need to wish her and her husband a happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary, Delphia and Norman. So the question is
negative.
Do you think couples should discuss infidelity thoughts because it allows them to get it out? So possibly, I like your sweater, D.
I've seen this sweater before.
Oh, that's
cute.
So
cute. It is really cute. So Sean said an episode of Sex Lies and Videotapes.
Yeah.
But so should you discuss it? I'm going to listen to what y'all have to say first. So D said no. Courtney, what do you think?
I think it depends.
Depends.
I mean, in all honesty, if you're married and you want to have sex with someone else, and your spouse wants to have sex with someone else. Attraction and sexuality, that doesn't stop because you're married to somebody. You're going to be attracted to other people sexually.
Yeah, but we don't have to talk about it.
But that's why I said it depends. Yeah. Because if I know that I'm attracted to somebody sexually, and I really like this person, but they're all the way working in the top floor and I work on the bottom, but then next thing you know, we got a project.
Right.
Then we got a project.
We got to work together. I might be like, baby, look, I need you to
It may not be a problem, it could just be a product. Situation.
But you know, you think about the people that you work with that your spouse may already be suspicious of, or maybe a little jealous of, or not comfortable with you having even a work relationship with them. And we can get into insecurities and all that kind of stuff. But the reality is, you know, attraction is attraction. I see how Johnny looks at you when we're at the Christmas party. So that alone is already an issue. Now I'm going to tell you that, you know, Johnny in the, you know, accounting does it for me. And, you know, if you die or, you know, you go away, me and him going to, you know, get it.
That's kind of,
then that is a problem every day you go to work.
But Tammy said people don't want to be realistic. Because the truth is, okay, Johnny may be looking at me, but you've been looking at Sheila. So let's talk about that. You know what I'm saying?
And I agree that happens, and that is going to happen. We just don't have to talk about it.
Tammy says it depends on the people involved, but she leans towards no. Boogaloo 22, who I have so much in common with, says only tell your
therapist. And your best friend.
Sharon, I was cracking up. Where they do that at? A hard no. Vosh, tell me what you're thinking.
Well, I even have examples. So, as a gay man, I know people who have open relationships. I know people who are in triads, etc. I'm going to say, no matter who you are and what your relationship is, there are three things that are really important: commitment, communication, and compromise. Communication is essential. This is your partner.
Yeah.
You should be able to talk to them about anything. I had a friend, female friend, married to a guy, and she had told him that she was beginning to have attractions to particular women. Mm-hmm. And she started to tell him about it, and he freaked out. They had, it went the way that it went. Mm-hmm. A couple days later, she went back and told him, I am your spouse. I am supposed to be able to come to you and talk to you about anything because we are supposed to be in this life together.
Right.
You're supposed to be able to listen to that and hear that.
Right.
So if you're not able to release that sort of steam from the pot, if you will, with your partner, it is going to build up and fester into something else. You must be able to be open and honest with your partner. You never know what journey your partner is on and how that might bring you closer together. Mm-hmm. But whatever it is, that openness and communication is going to build and make your relationship stronger. If you're not able to talk to them about that, that is an issue and something that you need to deal with. But you being able to go and say, look, I'm having these attractions, what's going on? You guys might be able to find a way to make that even more fun or build stronger relationships together. I say 100% do it, because if it is an issue, then the issue is not that. The issue is something different. And that is something that also needs to be brought to the surface.
Yeah. Because they're like relationships, or people who've been in relationships for a really long time, I think things can change. I think people can change. I think as you get older, you change your mind about certain things that you may not have done at 32.
Absolutely.
But at 62 and knowing your days are numbered, you might want to try that bad boy now.
And your spouse might be like, you know what? I'm tired on Tuesdays. Don't do that.
If you're at a point where there's something you want to try to do, I absolutely think that that's a conversation that you need to have, especially if it's going to lead to you and your partner not being together or there being conflict because of it. But just to
sit and talk about it.
Talk about, oh, the guy in the mailroom makes me hot is detrimental, I think, to your relationship because it creates these.
But that's not a well thought out concept.
Well,
that
yeah,
guy
but you're
makes me
talking
hot.
about a
I
conversation.
think that person has great boobs.
Right,
that's
but
a very different thing.
You're talking about a conversation that was really specific to her desires, and even then, perhaps he was upset about it, and she has to accept that that's his response. Like she shouldn't assume that, oh, well, he's going to be cool with it, and I'm gonna, that can't be. And there's nothing wrong with him or their relationship if he's not comfortable with that concept.
Well, let's get down to the concept that there's no such thing as free speech.
Right.
Everything has a reaction.
Right.
And if it's in your heart and you want to be honest with your partner, which I would think that every partner should want to be honest with their partner, that is going to just take you further down that path of togetherness. And it may not be I tell you, D, if we're going to be sleeping together in the pajama party, I tell you that I want to bring cookies in bed, you're going to be like, I don't like cookies. But next week, you might be like, you know what, Bosh? As long as they're crumbless cookies, you can bring them in. There's always going to be a pathway that you're walking together.
I don't like cookies, but you can have cookies. I don't want cookies in my bed, but we good. We're going to have a good time. So bring the cookies.
And have cookies in the chair that I put next to the bed. And you can put your feet on my bed. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it gives you the opportunity to meet each other where you are, which is, for me, what I think a relationship is supposed to be about.
And those conversations should have happen, from the very beginning across the board. There are things that you don't like or like that may not even be sexual. Those conversations don't happen. So that the sexual conversation is probably going to not go.
But then that's an issue of a not great relationship if you cannot talk to each other about all things. Communication is one of the 3 C's that is important to a really good relationship.
So do you think that there is nothing that you should keep to yourself?
Well, hold on.
After you pass gas in a relationship, let it all fly.
Courtney.
No, I was gonna say that there's this pastor I follow. I mean, I would say his name here, but because of names, I don't even know if I could say his name. Anyway, he's very different than a lot of pastors I watch. That's why I really like him. But he was saying that for a long time he struggled with a porn addiction, and his wife did not know. His wife didn't know, and it stemmed from him being sexually abused. And of course, when she found out, she was devastated, right? But it led to them being open about everything. So he said that, and he was like, I'm a pastor. Like, he had different ministries he got invited to. And he would say he wasn't at a point where he felt like he could be alone with a young woman because he knew he had issues with sexuality, right? And he could be that open with his wife. So he was saying that at one point he had gotten, just to make it really short, he had gotten offered to do this start a ministry in Miami. And he talked to his wife and he was like, I think it'd be great. And she was like, you really think it would be great? As much as you like Hispanic women, that would be great. And that's what's in Miami. And he said, you're right. And they didn't go. But imagine if he couldn't have that conversation with his wife. He would have potentially and he said, I would have potentially put myself in a position where I could have not just ruined my marriage, my ministry, my testimony, everything, because I wasn't honest enough to say I have a lust issue or I have an issue with being able to manage my sexuality. If you can't tell your spouse something like that you are attracted to other people, or you have, now that's very extreme, obviously. We're not talking about people who have those kinds of issues, but that's why things like that happen, because they feel like they can't come to their spouse and just be honest. And as a spouse, you have to be mature enough and strong enough to not take it as this person doesn't love me or doesn't want me. You know what I mean?
And I think his addiction is very different than him running around having open sex with real people. And that very well may be, and it maybe why she was more receptive of having that conversation. If he had come there, so I slept with 25 people in the last 3 weeks, that might be a different conversation. I think.
But if he had had the conversation before having the sex with those other people, saying, you know what, something's going on where I'm feeling like I got, you know, and having someone you can talk to, who else should you be talking to about
absolutely,
these
I
things?
agree.
And that was the question.
That's
to
the
be
point,
able
right.
to go to them and say, I'm thinking this, I'm feeling this way, blah, blah, blah. When I read the question, like I was thinking, should I tell Gil? Like Idris really does something for me.
Elva?
Elva.
Me too. Dang, get in line.
I know,
right? My ticket's 106.
Oh
What's your number?
You know what was funny? Like, oh my gosh. So our son.
I'm sorry, but I was getting ready to say, what are the chances of you meeting him? But there is a chance that you meet him. So that is a real issue.
Right.
Yes.
But for me too, I have more bark than bite. Like I'll talk trash in a minute, and if I see Idris, I'm gonna hide behind Gil. Like, you know, it's really like
a Japanese schoolgirl.
Because it was so funny. A couple of nights ago, Josh went to a movie and wanted to show me a specific part in the movie, and he hit rewind, and it was a man's chest. And I go, no head. Like you couldn't see the head. All you could see was like half of his chest. I was like, ooh, that's Idris. So he was like, how did you know that? I know parts of his body. But anyway, yeah. So the question is, like, Gil knows I'm, you know, never going to be alone in a room with Idris. Well, I wouldn't say that, but that I'm never going to, like, actually take.
You won't stay in the room.
I won't. I might stay in the room, but we won't do nothing. Like, you know, it would have just crossed my mind. And I'm wondering too, if it's those kind of conversations, like this just crossed my mind. I think that's fine. But if you really have details about what you want to do to another person, then I think that is a little bit of a problem, because that means
can it factor back into your relationship though? Like if that's what you want to do and that's how it you know, that's how the thought
I'm not like, I get it, Vosh, and I hear you and I'm clear on it, but I'm not like, you know, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I just, whatever makes you feel good and you want to do it and y'all want to live in different places and still say you married and still say you committed and you got an entanglement that's really a boyfriend, but you don't want to call. Like, I'm not into all of that. Call what it is. And if it is something that is not something that you should be doing in your relationship, let that be what it is too. And be honest with that.
But
like,
I'm okay with it, but there and it can factor back into your relationship. He's like, well, I can do that. You're like, well, then let's
then address the fantasy, not
address the fantasy.
But it's still the conversation, which is the important thing.
Yes.
Conversation about fantasy is very different than conversation about actual people that you want to do things to.
I think they're intertwined, but okay.
You do? Oh my God.
You would.
I live it. I know it. I like, you know, it's like I'm not talking conjecture. I'm talking about actual experience with people that I can call right now who'll be like, yeah, we had that conversation. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I also think you got to know what kind of relationship you want to have, and that's the other part. Like, do you want it when you say if you're married for better or worse, richer or poor? Like, do you really? To me, your spouse is supposed to be your best friend. I should be able to tell you hard things and you not just fall apart. Or if I had to feel like I have a strong attraction to someone and something may happen and I can't come and say, look, I'm in trouble, you know, because we've agreed that we want to be monogamous or whatever, but monogamous, then what kind of relationship do we have? Like, I don't know. That's just
but see, that's still the good thing. You have come to say, I'm having this issue. You didn't go to that person, do what you wanted to do, and then come back to say,
that's what I'm saying. Before the deception and before you making a move to do something that could be hurtful.
Yeah. I think that it's for discussion. Yeah. And if you've been together long enough, you've had that discussion.
I'm more comfortable with you asking me to swing from the ceiling fan than you telling me that you want to swing from the ceiling fan with somebody else.
Yeah. Because I might want to swing too. I'm just
right.
saying, you don't know because I haven't said it to you. You haven't said it to me.
Which is why I'm saying you got to have those conversations.
You gotta have the conversation.
And it's okay if the person falls apart when you have the conversation.
Right.
You can't assume that someone's going to like meet you and say, okay, baby,
Right.
they're going to have their reaction. And then you have to also be willing to live with them and their reaction while you have these conversations.
And then the reaction may adjust over time. They may think about it.
It's going to be. It may not be what you thought it was going to be.
Right.
Exactly.
But an entanglement is not telling the truth.
And you don't want to be in a situation in a relationship where you're not telling the truth.
Right.
And that is ultimately, I think, what we're all saying.
Yeah. Yes. I totally agree with that. Courtney, you're quiet.
No, because I'm agreeing. Like, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Okay.
We're all on the same page.
Yeah. Okay. Y'all leave some more comments in the chat about this, please. Yes. Because I feel like it's not the end of it, and I would like to hear some more about it. Thank you very much.
We've already went way over.
No, we're already into tomorrow. Like it's Christmas.
It's a 2-hour special tonight.
This was fantastic. Thank y'all, Vaj, Didi, Courtney. Thank y'all. And everybody who watched. Tracy, Sharon, Boogaloo 22. That's my new best friend.
Seriously. Because she called Courtney out.
I didn't say anything because that's my mom, but she know the vibe. She would have gave that money up.
I didn't know that was your mom. That was so funny. I was like agreeing with her. She was like, "That's my mama." Oh,
yeah, I knew that was a mom because you could tell when Courtney kind of go, "Oh, let me rethink this comment." She getting it from both ends, right?
This was great. Y'all come back and see us next week. Next Tuesday will be our last show for the year. So we got some oldies coming on here. Alvin, I'm going to call you, okay?
Can I give a shameless plug?
Yes, please.
For those of you who may or may not have seen the movie Rustin about Bayard Rustin, the architect of the Civil Rights March on Washington and on Selma, we are having 2 actors from the film and Walter Nagel, who was Bayard Rustin's partner up until the end of his life, on our show on Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tune in. It's going to be a fantastic show. We're going to dive into the film, into Bayard. You don't want to miss it. 7 p.m.
And that is 7 p.m. on...
He said live
on Friday.
Night.
Okay. And they can find that on all the...
On Black Press.
Black
Press. He said on Facebook, Twitter, and on YouTube.
Excellent. We will meet you there.
Yes.
Okay, you guys have a good night. We'll see you next week. Bye.